going to take this from, all right, so there, let you watch that in real time a little bit. From that angle, you can see there was a few strokes there where we got a little bit late. That was this guy. Remember, kind of comparing it relative to everybody on starboard side. So let's go ahead and pause this and go back. All right. We'll pick it up. I wasn't very close. I was looking from a distance, but all right. So I want you to see something as it relates to frontwards and backsplash. All right, so look at this compared to JC. Actually, she missed water on that one. Let's see it, if we can see here. Okay, so on this stroke, and again, I look at something in the totality, but I just want you to be able to see what I'm talking about. So Cheryl and JC are hitting the water at just the same amount of time. Yours is just a little bit away from the water. Now look at your shins, and did we get a body angle change after half slide? So here's you on the recovery, and there is shins perpendicular. Maybe a little bit of body angle change, but that would be your catch position right there. But you keep going. Now look at the head and look at the change in body angle. Change. And then it's like we're hesitant. We're hanging at the catch. The shins are over compressed. Look at that angle there. And we're not dropping it in. Like we're not really knowing where the timing's at with the crew versus I'm just following the crew. And then when we put the blade into the water, we talk about backsplash and front splash. Like when you see JC's oar and Cheryl's oars hitting the water, look at the little white flash that comes across on the top of the blade. That's backsplash. And then it's going to turn to front splash. Look at JC's blade. That's front splash. That's the blade having some splash on the other side. Now you have front splash, but you didn't have any backsplash, which means I can see that we're rowing it in. Okay. So now we're going along, and it's not horrific, but here's the other part is I think you're finishing a little bit early. So like Patty is still, Patty's setting the boat here. But it's a little bit before JC. And I don't want to do a bunch of rigging changes, but it's taking her longer to get through the water. She's more powerful than you, but she's not more powerful than you for the length that you guys have. So if you had set it in at a bigger length, it would have taken you longer to get through the water, and thus we would come out on time together. All right, so now I'm going to let the boat go through a few strokes because now we're rowing all 8. Okay, so now and Patty misses some water too. So I'm really thinking about your connection to Cheryl and JC, and they kind of find the water together. Cheryl kind of rode that one in. JC found it. Missed maybe a little bit of water, but some of this is the little sky is causing you to be half a blade late. Like look when they're planted in the water, blades are disappeared, and actually Patty's late on that one too. All right, so now you're going along. And the boat's falling down a little bit to starboard side, but their blades are close to the water, and yours is half a blade. And Patty skied and half a blade. Like, we're just a little bit late and hesitant to find the water. And that late square, like, you got up there, over compressed, look at the body lunging. And then it lunges down and the handle goes down. And the boat's not, falling off really, but missed some water, both you and Patty. That time the boat fell off a little bit. But even when it falls off, you can see JC and Patty aren't quite square, and they're hitting the water, but you're late to the party. And so part of that is the handle, and we talked about this ability for the handle to rise as you're squaring. So you can see JC's blade, there's the backsplash, there's the front splash, looks like a V-splash. Patty got a little bit of backsplash and then got some front splash. You missed a bunch of water and we never had backsplash. And that was that skying. And I think when you go to square the blade, you're cranking the handle down instead of letting it rise up. And again, I'm not judging on one stroke, but you can start to see, let's say everybody on starboard side's doing it every third stroke and you're doing it every other stroke, or you're doing two skying strokes in one decent stroke. See that? Just right there. Patty and JC are getting down to the water, and you've missed where it could have gone in. So that's where it could have gone in, but look how long it kind of sits at the point that it's, so right here, it should be going down. The blade should be going down, the hand should be going up, but instead it sits there. Look, that's frame, and then you're kind of hanging out, and then it's like, okay, I'm fully compressed. I can't sit here anymore. So then I start to move out of the catch, and then you raise your hands. And then look how far that blade moved till it was buried and bending. So look at it relative to, look at that distance from Anna's hands right there to lock on and bendage there. I mean, we're talking, you're talking somewhere in the world of probably 18 inches. That's a lot of big missed water. All right, let's see the next stroke, and not bad. Had a little backsplash. There's the front splash. But there we go. Backsplash, front splash. See, that looks textbook. That missed water. One of the things that can happen is you can actually get backsplash by having the blade disappear slowly. So look how quickly JC's is getting covered. Like how quickly the blade goes into the water. And they touch at exactly the same time. Like watch you and JC. And touch. So you're both next to the water. She touches. Yours just about touch. But look how quickly she gets it covered. And now yours is covered. So you got to be sharper into the water, getting it covered quicker. So starboard side's pretty locked on there, but you've got this distance to have to make up. Look how high that blade is. And now you've got to make up that distance, and that's causing the half a blade width to have to cover. I mean, for the most part, like I said, Cheryl, I wish she could square a little sooner, but JC and Cheryl are pretty close to getting into the water together. But see how you're half to a whole blade late to the party.